You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for our Black and White Sports. Well, I cannot imagine being in a space where you see a call like this and you hear a call from Troy Aikman, who's a really good broadcaster, and it's amazing how quick Joe Buck and Troy Aikman elevated Monday Night Football's broadcast. But they're one of the A teams in the industry, along with Al Michaels and whoever he's with, and Nance and Romo. Still, I think Nance and Romo is probably my favorite right now. But Troy Aikman last night with Joe Buck was calling the game between the Chiefs and the Raiders. A really damn good game, by the way. And there was another terrible roughing the passer call, and I can tell you right now, after the Tua injury, this is only going to get worse. I mean, the on-field product, which has been watered down anyway in the league over the last 15 years, where defense has largely been trap-doored and the physicality is continuing to be took out of the game due to what? Well, an obvious overreaction to concussions. Well, last night there was a terrible roughing the passer call on Chris Jones, and Troy Aikman called out the NFL over it. And he made a completely benign comment that blew the heads off of every frickin' woke liberal on Twitter that was watching the game. Oh my God, it wasn't about the call. It was about Troy Aikman's comments. And most of these, and this is what the most frightening thing is, you would think it would be a bunch of like radically progressive liberal women. No. It's the men. I mean, they're probably wearing panties, but it's the men. And I find that so frightening that there are grown men that were offended by Troy Aikman's comments last night. Wow, I just can't even imagine being in that headspace. Outkick. Troy Aikman says it's time. We take the dresses off. After another atrocious roughing QB call, the woke mob loses their mind. I don't get it, but okay. ESPN Monday Night Football analyst Troy Aikman is facing heavy pressure after saying something live on air that wasn't very politically correct. During Monday Night Football's coverage of the egregious roughing the passer call on Chiefs DL, Chris Jones, Aikman made a comment on how soft the league has gotten and telling NFL players to, quote, take the dresses off. So, let's look at the play first.
Let's watch.
All right. There's the play right there. Now, I don't see anything wrong with this. No, there's not a thing wrong with that play. It's benign. It's completely benign. There's no way in hell that roughing the passer call should have flied. Well, here we go. This is Troy making his comment.
My hope is the competition committee looks at this in the next set of meetings and, we take the dresses off. Committee looks at this in the next set of meetings and, we take the dresses off.
Okay, so Aikman said, look, the league is getting too soft. That's all he is saying. The league is getting too soft. A guy that was a hard-nosed quarterback. He was like Favre. He was like Young. They all took a lot of vicious hits, and the league is getting watered down, and Aikman called out the NFL for it. There's nothing wrong with that. And this comment was completely benign. I cannot imagine people getting triggered over that comment. I just can't imagine that that's a thing. And grown men, stop that shit. It didn't take long for the PC mob to rip Aikman as a, quote, misogynist and calling on ESPN to discipline the play-by-play vet over a nothing burger of a remark. Wow. Troy Aikman is a former NFL quarterback who suffered multiple concussions in his career, and he thinks the competition committee needs to look at changing these roughing the passer calls. That says it all. Well, it sounds to me like this guy was actually behind Aikman on his comments. But then came the woke mob. How much is ESPN paying Troy Aikman to spew misogynistic jokes on Monday Night Football. Oh, my God. I hope that Aikman does not apologize for this shit, but I got a bad feeling about it. The refs flagged Jones for shifting his body weight on Carr during the sack, which got zero support from Chiefs fans and NFL fans. Oh, come on. We just watched it. That was bullshit. Oh, so let's go down and look at some of the reaction from the woke mob. Troy Aikman on awful QB roughing call. Quote, I hope we take the dresses off. Don't love Aikman saying the players need to take the dresses off. Just the call sucks, my man. That's a grown-ass man offended by this. That's a grown man offended. Joe Summers, another supposed grown man. Troy Aikman can't be saying shit like, quote, it's time to take the dresses off. Why not? Why can't he? Look at this guy. JJ, Red White Man's Guilt by James Baldwin. Who gives a frick what you read, man? Really? Oh, God. That name should just tell you where this guy's at. NFL officiating is trash and always will be. But Troy Aikman using any opportunity he can to be misogynistic. Quote, I hope the competition committee looks at this and we take the dresses off. In reference to the game being called too softly should be the headline. Rachel Blackstar, with her actual effing COVID mask in her profile pic, if that tells you anything. Troy Aikman can, quote, get bent in caps for his take the dresses off comment during Monday Night Football. Are you freaking kidding me? At NFL, I'll be anxiously awaiting your BS apology statement. That was some crap. Gross. You being offended by this crap is gross. I'm offended that you're offended. There we go. Listen, terrible call, soft as hell. But can Troy Aikman do away with the 90s talk of taking the dresses off? Just say what you mean and don't insult people to do it. It isn't hard. Dude, go away. Just go away. Did Troy Aikman say he hopes the competition committee lets the players take the dresses off? That's problematic. Oh, God. I mean, for frick's sakes. When you see words like, that's problematic, that in itself is problematic. I cannot imagine waking up and being in a space where you are continuously offended by everything. And I'm sorry, I think a lot of this is like fake outrage. I do. And if it's real, then my God, immediately seek freaking therapy. Seek therapy. Because I can only imagine, what is your contribution to society exactly? Besides being continuously offended by something. These kind of people, I'm going to keep it real, not overreacting. These are the people ruining our country right now. These are the people that the scary part is probably raising some men or males or boys in their households. And those kids will not grow up to be actual men. They won't. They'll be a bunch of like SpongeBobs. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. Wow. Absolutely nuts. I cannot imagine going out of your way to run to Twitter. You're listening to the game. You hear Troy Aikman's comments. You grab your phone and you're like, I'm offended by that. That's really pissed me off. Get a life, man. Really? Get a life. Being perpetually and continuously offended is a mental health issue. I'm sorry. I think these people are mentally ill. I truly do. You have to be. If you waste your time on this, you have to be something's got to be mentally wrong. It's crazy. It's crazy. Our country is getting so soft, and so our men are getting soft because of people like this. This is what's not normal. Wow. Unbelievable. So the question becomes, how long before Troy Aikman has to issue an apology? Because it is woke ESPN, right? He's going to have to probably come out and bend the knee, or he's not going to have a job. I mean, he's not walking away from a $25 million gig or whatever it is. Maybe he won't. I mean, I hope Troy doesn't. He shouldn't. I don't see a damn thing wrong with his comment. But that's what happens. These corporations will bow down and kowtow to a very minority segment of the population that acts like they're offended. That's what we've witnessed over the last 3 years, is them making decisions over a fraction of people on Twitter. Peace, I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Make sure you use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word, will get you 25% off. Go get them right now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.